So today we've got kind of a philosophy of use idea plus a little bit of first impressions of a couple of new tools. As you saw right out from the get, this is the Cold Steel Special Forces shovel. More specifically, it's their Spetsnaz pattern shovel. It's a pretty cool tool to start off with. So we're going to talk about why this one in particular is a good design, how it's going to stack up against, say, other folding shovels and other tools similar to the E-tool, and maybe why you would carry this instead of an axe. So we'll dive into that. So this right here has sharpened edges on all four sides. It's got these are not super well precision ground. I'm going to work on that. I'm also going to do the axe treatment I did for both my tomahawk and my Viking hand axe. Stripping the head, bluing it. Going to hit this with a walnut stain just for the look of it. I'm not a particular fan of this black finish, or if I do decide to keep the black finish, I'm definitely staining the handle. So this is a single piece tool. The handles are $4 to replace, 2 set screws. It's got a couple of different options as far as, or it has fewer options as far as breaking down. The sheath is a single piece that straps to a pack pretty well and just slips in. The weight is not overwhelming. This one's strapped on pretty securely to start with. I added some paracord to beef it up, and pretty much it's good to go. Doesn't add a whole lot of external dimension to the pack either, so that's pretty nice. This is an old school entrenching tool with the pick extension on one side. Obviously we're all pretty familiar with this. The modern version with the triangle handle was one of the tools we brought on the Wilderness Survival Challenge. That was supposed to be like this equalizer. Here in Nevada, that thing was not great to chop with because of what it was up against. It really kind of was hard on the hands to chop with. It has one sharpened edge. This is a much older model that does not have the edges sharpened. But these things are pretty hefty and can definitely get your digging tasks done. Recently we picked up good old Gaston Glock's company decided to design their own entrenching tool shovel. This has an interesting feature in that it includes a saw on the handle. This one breaks down pretty well as well, and also maintains that straight handle. Maybe they know something we don't know over here. And if any of you have seen the nonsense show Deadliest Warrior, for some goddamn reason, the guys that they picked to represent the Army Rangers thought that their special weapon should be the E-tool. And they lost because of that, because the Spetsnaz shot them in the neck with a ballistic knife. So you gotta make good choices, right? But this one folds down actually pretty compact, comparable to a U.S. military E-tool, but maintains that handle. Now I think the feel of this, it feels like the same material as the Glock pistol frame. I wouldn't be surprised if that's the case. When you lock the handle in, it's got a pretty positive lockup. I would say this is probably a good digging tool. It has sort of a beveled edge. I would definitely say that's not sharp. So it wouldn't be my first thought for chopping. But and actually this was, from a price standpoint, I'm going to talk to my producer off camera. How much was this? 40 bucks. Yeah. So about $40. None of these are super expensive unless you get like a vintage version of these, and then they have the vintage premium on them. You can get just this alone for 18 bucks. So when you give up features like folding, collapsible handles and saws in the handle, you go with simplicity, you also save some money. This has but one purpose. It is a fully collapsible, very lightweight piece that gives a whole lot of help out in the snow and can help with dirt, but super lightweight. This thing is chopping through nothing. I wouldn't even have this do any initial digging. This is going to be probably a tool that you would want to dig out mud or really loose gravel. It would be a helpful tool to have around, but it is not going to be surviving much really hard abuse. It straps really nice to a pack though. It's got these external eyelets and stuff for that. I use this mostly for backcountry skiing when I was back doing that, and it was super helpful if you needed to dig out a spot to sit, or if you found yourself stuck and needed to dig snow caves and stuff like that. This thing's really helpful to do that. So digging into why I picked this, I wanted to put this on my 10Cs bag for a couple of reasons. Number one, having the ability to dig out here is nice. Getting down into, like, taking off that top layer of soil, getting down to cool, stuff below the surface, maybe 1 or 2 feet down. It's a space for you to stay cool in the summertime. It's already starting to heat up here in Nevada. So that's always nice. And then it gives you the opportunity to, if you wanted to have a digging tool and something to chop with, this can do both of those deals. If I wanted to do both and had to take 2 different tools, something like this, the E-tool that's not very good for chopping, and a tomahawk, you're doubling the weight. And then also, this has no utility beyond chopping except for maybe the hammer pole. But if you're not driving stakes, I can pick up a rock and do the same thing. So that's why this really became that one tool option to augment your other cutting tool within the 10Cs. So look for this thing becoming more prevalent in all of our future outings out in the desert. Again, I may strip the head, I may not. I'm definitely going to strip and stain the handle and start using this. If you want to see more of this in lunacy, go check out Cold Steel's specific videos. They use this to chop on like skulls and stuff. It's pretty entertaining. So welcome to the toolkit here in Blue Tail Survival, to the Cold Steel Spetsnaz shovel. And so thanks for joining us, and like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Check us out on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter, and we'll talk to you soon.